we don't appreciate. You see Nigerians wanting to go to the Eiffel Tower, wanting to go to the Statue of Liberty, but we have all these beautiful places in Nigeria that nobody talks about.
People are very quick to shouting insecurity when it comes to travel. No, hold on.
That's
the years that it was secure, who went?
But true, people weren't really going. The years
that it was secure, before the days of Boko Haram.
That's true.
Who are the people that went?
True.
So it's not as if people were even really going because people didn't know about them.
That's true.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Uncolored Podcast. Of course, as usual, it's your host with the most, Venita Akpofure, and I will be taking you on an international journey. But today is very, very special. Today, we are going to be discussing Japa. Yes, I know we've been on this topic, but we are doing the female traveler edition. So all my girls, get in here, okay? We are going to be talking about the highs and lows of traveling to new lands as a female, and also picking up some valuable hacks, do's and don'ts from the pros who are coming in today. So without further ado, I'll see you guys after this short break. Welcome back, guys. We are going to get straight into this tea. We are going to be talking to professionals. I'm talking very, very seasoned professionals. The girlies are going to be letting us know what to pack, talking to us about romance abroad and new foods and maybe a challenge here or there. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce my first guest. I love her. You guys may really, she doesn't really need an introduction if you see her face, but she is known to us best for starring in Lekki Wives. She is an actress and a medical doctor. Do am iffy easy. Please help me welcome to the podcast, Mrs. Kiki Omeili.
It's Miss or Doctor.
Oh, Miss. Doctor. Can you imagine? Don't mind me, Guys, welcome Dr. Kiki. Very, very important.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. It's great to see you. It's been years.
I know, it's been a minute.
Why have you not aged?
Look who's talking.
Give me sauce. Sitting next to my first guest is a Guinness World Record holder. Do you think? See, what? 74 countries, 25 states alone in Nigeria. Please put some respect on her name. Queen Bethia, welcome to the podcast.
That introduction is unmatched. Thank you so much.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
By the way.
You too. Thank you.
75. Kiki.
On a Nigerian passport.
On a Nigerian passport. Guys, your book, it's definitely achievable.
It is.
Let's get into this. Girl, what did you pack on this long marathon, and when did you start? When did you start this journey of yours?
I started around 12 years ago, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I decided I wanted to see the world, every country in the world, despite the Nigerian passport limitations. And I started. And it's been good. Not without its challenges, of course, but it's been good so far.
Bethia, you did this on a Nigerian passport.
Oh, yeah, on a Nigerian passport.
We have really been cracking down the different rules and regulations. Do you have somebody, your best friend working in the embassy?
I wish.
How did you do it?
I wish. So this is what I find with these countries. It's challenging initially, especially for the big countries. And by that, I mean the UK, the US, the Schengens. But once you're able to get past that, then you start to build trust. So it builds up. And then you get to a certain point where is almost impossible for anyone to deny you a visa based on your travel history. And thank God this is the social media age, so it's easy for anyone whatsoever to go check and find out if your claims are actually correct. And that's one of the reasons I put up almost everything about my travels on Instagram, because whenever I'm applying anywhere, I always put my Instagram profile so they go see for themselves. Plus, on my page, I have highlights of every single country I have been to, so you can check and see that it is real. Because most times it's like, nah, that's not true. You can't travel on a Nigerian passport that widely. But it is possible.
So all your pages have finished. That's what it means now. You now have a special passport.
I have
passports
6
don't
passports.
expire.
They never
They
expire.
don't expire. You just
So
run
the
out
page
of
is
pages.
finished, and then I have to get fresh ones. So they never expire. So right now, I have a bunch of 6 passports, with me.
Just
Yeah, like
together.
a small Bible.
Small block. Oh wow! Which country has been your favorite to visit?
That's one question that is so hard for me, because at one point I feel like, yeah, this is the country, this is the best. And then I go to a few more and I'm like, okay, this is now the best. So usually what it is for me, I can have like a top 3 per time. And that always changes. It's never the same. Because it's so many countries in the world at the end of the day. Up 100 and there's a debate between 196 and 197. And I've done only 74. But inside the 74, I would say after each 10 or sometimes even 5, there was a newer one to be my favorite. And right now I would say it's Andorra. I think Andorra is my favorite country visited so far.
Okay, well, we are going to follow you up on that. Guys, you can definitely go to her page and catch up on travels. So, Kiki, you're in between. You move around at free will.
Well, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
What are your...
As much as possible.
As much as possible. You've not done 75.
No,
but
I'm not.
do you have a number for us?
Kiki must have done at least 40.
I have not. I've
She's
done
just
at least
very
40
modest.
countries. What do you mean modest?
40.
I'm not modest about it.
Well,
That's a lot.
Well, yes, I don't scream.
yeah, she doesn't scream about it like me, but she's done at least 40.
Yeah,
I
at least
suspect
40
it's more,
countries.
but at least 40. And travel is something she's very passionate about. But we see her more on the big screen.
Right.
So,
So here's what it is. You can travel and take like 1 million pictures in the space of a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you're posting all those pictures. Everybody just thinks you're never
around,
in town.
yeah.
So when you go out to an event or something and they see you, they're like, when did you get back? And I'm like, when did I get back from?
I know, but I did that. I did that to you not that long. I was like, you're around.
Yeah, you said
yes,
that.
you can't
And
help
then,
it.
Yeah, and then sometimes for projects, when my name comes up for a project or something, the next thing they say,
she's not around.
I'm like, what are you talking about? I live in Nigeria. I only travel for weeks at a time. So yeah, that's another reason why I probably don't talk about it as much as Bethia does. Because I want to work.
Yes. Daily breads, daily 2K is very, very important.
Understand? So yeah.
So how often? So you going every month, roughly?
No. So, and there's something that I think we have to talk about, the economy of the country.
Hey, my sister.
So in the past, it wasn't that expensive to travel. People would say, Kiki, you travel so often. It's costing a lot of money. And I'll be like, sis, it's not that expensive. I can't say that anymore.
I know.
I can't say that anymore. So in the past, I would say maybe every couple of months, maybe once every 3 months. But in 2024...
In 2024.
Not as often as I would like. Yeah, so yeah.
My dear, that traveling now is like Christmas.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
we used
so
to be
exciting
able,
now.
Yeah, to just travel for
Just
almost
to be
nothing,
like,
but now
I'm breathing. It's not Lagos here.
I know.
The lights are working. The infrastructure is going.
like the cost of even economy tickets. The cost of economy. Yeah, it used to be like what you could pay for first class back when, but now
in 2022, which was just barely
2 years ago.
2 years ago, I actually bought a ticket to Tanzania for 340,000 naira, and this is not 2 years yet.
It's not that price now.
No, I used to be able to buy
right now to Tanzania. If you get a cheap ticket, then we're talking between 1.4 to 1.6 million.
If it's cheap. If it's cheap. Yeah.
But is that because it's become quite popular? Like a
No. It's the inflation, the dollar
yeah.
exchange rates. Yeah.
So I mean, in last year August, the dollar rate was 750 naira to a dollar. Today is around 1,700.
Don't say it. Even when this episode drops, it might be a different number, you know. So
exactly.
Hold on to your forex. Well, finance is definitely important. Please, ladies, you cannot travel and pay with straw. Just note that and plan in advance. But apart from that, when I'm traveling, you know, and like you said, it's quite exciting now because it's like, oh my God, it's so costly. I'm like interested in like cute little outfits that I'm gonna put in. I don't know, you guys can relate,
Let
right?
me tell you something about Bethia. So I met Bethia 3 years ago on a trip to Egypt. That's when I met her, like on the trip. I didn't know her before that time. And one interesting thing was when we got to a temple. I don't remember if it was Karnak Temple yeah. I remember that Bethia had on a different outfit when we got to the and by the time it was time for pictures, she had another outfit entirely. And I'm looking at her, I'm looking at myself
girl.
like
Yes,
yeah, so Bethia doesn't play when it comes to like outfits and pictures. No, she doesn't play.
I mean,
things to pack. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you pack?
so
What's the first 5 things that go into your box?
it has to be colorful dresses.
Ooh.
Because the world is so beautiful. These destinations are so beautiful that you can almost disappear in their presence. So I always like to wear something bright and colorful just to help my life.
Stand out.
So I won't lose.
She got stand up.
Is it possible?
Yeah, it is. So once the colors pop, you've done more than half the work for a great travel picture. Plus, I like to keep memories a lot because on days when I don't feel so bright and I'm not so happy, all I need to do is go on my Instagram page. I promise you 15 minutes on my Instagram page
You'll be happy.
gets me thankful and happy again.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
So
happens to me too. Yeah.
So I always like to prep for that. It will always be nice, colorful dresses. Sometimes long, sometimes short.
Very
Bethia
short?
likes long dresses.
Yes, I
long,
do.
flowy,
Maxi
colorful
dresses.
dresses.
Yes. Then I have this security device I always travel with. It's a door alarm stopper. So once you put that under your door, it's impossible for someone to come from the outside
open the door.
uninvited. And if you try to even push the door a little bit, the alarm goes off and it's loud and annoying.
Oh, wow.
So you have to be really ready to want to die in the process of killing me to wait by that door once that alarm goes off.
Where can we find that kind of item?
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even some Nigerian
some
Instagram vendors.
some Nigerian Instagram vendors
It's
actually
very
carry.
important for female travelers,
Very.
especially if you're a solo female traveler. Yeah, because you can
always
never be
need
too
that.
safe.
So security is very important.
It is very important.
It's
as a solo
very
female
important,
traveler.
especially to me, because most of the times, 90% of the times, I travel alone. So, and I recognize that I am female, and as much as thankfully I have never run into any security issues in all of my travels, I am very conscious not to be out late. So I'm not one of the nighttime travelers. So I basically have little or no nighttime activities when I travel.
Exactly. To add
Once
to
it starts
that,
to go dark, I'm back into my hotel.
To add to that, people always ask me, what was the nightlife like? And I'm like, I was traveling alone. I don't know what the nightlife is like. Because I'm not going to go out alone. I'm not going to go out alone at night in a country where I don't know anybody. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. You have to be security conscious. So once I remember when Bethia and I took a trip, 7 p.m. We were inside the hotel room. Yeah.
However, if I'm blessed to travel with, I do travel with my family a lot. So whenever I'm with my family, we can be out till 11. Like my brothers are there.
Or even past
midnight.
Whenever. Even past midnight.
Yeah. I can do anything because I feel like I'm safer.
You feel safer.
But when I'm alone, no. In fact, I had a really scary experience once.
Yeah, let's get into it. Sure.
I was in Belize, and one morning, immediately after breakfast, because the typical routine is you wake up 7, by 8 I'm done with breakfast, I'm out of the hotel, because I'm an adventure traveler kind of person. I'm an adventure travel
You like to
kind of
see
person.
places,
I like to see
have
stuff.
experiences. Yeah.
So just getting back to my room from breakfast, I saw a crowd. From afar, it seemed like it was in front of my room. So I saw a crowd in front of what seemed like my door, but on getting a little bit closer, I found that it was the room before my room. And as I walked towards them, the stench that came from the room, it was clear what had happened. So I just walked past, my heart was in my mouth, and I just got into my room. But I figured that someone had died in that room and had been dead for some time unnoticed.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I'm in my room, I'm sitting, my heart is in my mouth because I have questions.
Yes,
how
of
did he
course.
die? Was he killed in his room? Did he kill himself? Like so many questions. So that got me a little worried. But then there was a tour operator down in the hotel that had his stand, and I had become friends, with him because I was doing most of my tours through him.
Shout out to Royce.
Yeah.
So boys, we're coming, we they come, but no carry us go past this place or carry us on the other side.
So I left my room. I went downstairs to him. I said, "What's going on?" And he's like, "I'll tell you, Let's go out. And then he told me they found a guest dead and he had been dead for some time, in his room. So I'm like, what happened? He said, I don't know. But I'll find out. If I get any information, I'll let you know. So I went on my tour and then came back in the evening at about 6. There was a lot of police presence. They had evacuated the body and all of that. But the most he could tell me was the nationality of the person that died. And they said it seemed like it was suicide. But this is still seeming. No one knew for a fact. But then I was still worried because now I'm here alone. If someone killed him, it means they had access to his room. Could they have access to my room as well? Please, my mother is waiting for me at home.
I beg.
So, I lay down, prepping to sleep, and then I heard a knock on my door. And I'm like, who's there?
It's very serious.
And I hear room service. I didn't order room service. So at that point in time, I panicked. When you're so scared that heat surges through your body at once, I'm like, shit,
rush,
they have come for me, So I just picked the hotel phone and I called downstairs and I tell them there's someone in front of my door that claims to be room service. I did not order room service. And at this point, I know what happened here today. I am what? They said, ma'am, we're coming, And then they came to my room. I said, who was that? Who was at my door? They said, they made some calls and found out it was a new room service person that was making mistakes with the numbers. I didn't buy that because the numbers are all in front of the door. So, you knew where they told you to take food to. I don't understand why you're in front of my door when, I didn't order food. I don't even know if that person was actually room service or it was just a fancy story.
You didn't even peep through the little peephole?
That's how afraid I was. I didn't go near the door at all. So I told them I was leaving. I said I'm leaving
with a knife or something because
I said I'm leaving. I'm not.
I wouldn't even stay in the hotel. Like you have mind. I wouldn't even stay.
I'm not staying. And then everyone starts to placate me. The manager comes and they say they're going to leave 2 security people in front of my door till the morning. That if that makes me more comfortable, they will do that. But that I don't have anything to worry about. The situation that happened today, it was suicide. It wasn't as if anyone had access to his room. Blah blah blah. So as they said, they'll keep 2 people in front of the door. I felt better, and they were actually in front of my door, up until morning. When I opened my door to leave the room, they were still there.
Oh wow! Well, shout out to them.
Yeah, that was very scary for me. And at that time, that was still kind of like I didn't have the security device yet. This was 2017. I didn't have that device yet. So, there was this fear. It was afterwards now, my brother-in-law got me that device because I told him. From there, I went to the US where I met up with him. And when I told him, he says, nah. And then he got me that and a bunch of other stuff to use on my door such that you cannot come from the outside when I'm inside the room, And that has made me much more comfortable with my travels. And but that was one incident that scared everything out of me.
Want to Japa but stuck at the starting line? Meet Vesti. Get a US green card if you have a master's degree, access to loans and savings accounts, and enjoy full support for your school or work visa. We handle your banking and visa support fast and easy. Go with Vesti.
Well, apart from being extremely security conscious, because as women, obviously, we are the softer of the species, have you found yourself in a position where maybe you've been discriminated against because you are female? Kiki?
That happens all the time. Even in Nigeria, you don't even have to travel to experience that. That happens all the time. So there are certain places in Lagos, for instance, that you want to go to, and if you don't have a guy with you, you're probably not going to be able to enter.
Like where?
Oh.
No, run it back. Bethia, you too. Everybody just went to the left.
There have been times that maybe I was supposed to meet up with somebody at a bar or something, and then I park my car and I'm walking into the bar, and you have security stopping you, like, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm going
They're
to the bar.
crazy. They don't know you.
No, but here's the thing.
In this Lagos.
Well, let's just say that they're all hustling. They're not watching TV.
No. That one is.
Let's just put it like that.
No. That
But
one
the
is not
thing
acceptable.
But the thing is, they will claim that it's because some people come there to hustle, to sell markets, and then they don't want those kind of people in their establishment and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I don't used to
and
hear
then there are
that
some
much.
other places where, Bethia, you know now, you like
These
some
things
lounges or
happen.
clubs. I mean,
But if I'll be honest, in my own experience, I think I have that more in Nigeria.
yeah,
Wow.
it happens
Yes.
more here.
You
Yeah.
I have
are
that
busting
more
my
in
brain
Nigeria.
It happens
now.
more here.
Wait,
It happens more here.
75, 40 here.
Yeah.
We're looking at collectively
Yes.
115.
It happens
And you
more
are
in Nigeria.
saying
Yeah.
the place that you are most discriminated against.
As female. Yeah, it's Nigeria.
I don't think I've been to any country where I
Where
wasn't
they
able
did
to
that
do
kind of-
anything
yeah.
because I was female.
Yeah.
As long as you can pay for whatever, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I
But
mean,
it's
even
in Nigeria.
going to restaurants. So, I mean, I'm one of those weirdos that sometimes I go to eat alone. I do that. I go to watch movies alone.
Is that weird?
Well, a lot of people look at me like I'm weird,
I remember
but I mean,
when
that's me.
when I was in university, I used to like to go to eat alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would say, why are you doing
Yeah,
that?
please, it's not weird. We just like our
Thank
own
you,
company.
thank you, my dear.
Wait, we're too much for you guys.
You walk into a restaurant and no one comes with a menu or anything. I mean, you have all the waiters and waitresses. I mean, they're just looking at you.
It happens.
And then you call someone and they're looking at you funny because in their mind, you're waiting
for
for
a
the
guy,
man to
yeah,
come.
for the guy who's going to come and pay. Yeah. That happens.
You're
a
waiting
lot.
for the man.
In
That
like,
happens.
Oh
a
yes,
lot.
or I go out with some of my friends that I have said I'm treating you today, like I'm paying.
Yes.
And then we get there and I ask for the bill, the check, once
Yes.
we're done. And they come and they hand it straight
To
to
the
the
guy,
man.
yeah.
And one day I was offended. I said, I asked you for the bill. He didn't ask for the bill.
Right.
And the guy talked back to me and he goes, but he's the man now. I'm like, wow.
But did you see that as a negative thing at the time? Because
Well-
technically your coins stay in your pocket.
So here's the thing, let's not even deny the fact that as women, we like, let me speak for myself. I like for the man to pay.
Oh,
for
yeah, I
stuff.
do too,
But if
definitely.
I'm the one who asked for
Asked
the bill,
them.
Yes,
then
then
yeah,
you should
come
give
to
it.
me.
You should give me the bill because I find that this is the only place I ask for the check, and more often than not, they bring it and hand it to the man. When I'm abroad and I ask for the check, if there are 10 million men on the table, like when I go
comes
hang out with my
straight.
siblings, they give it to me because I asked for it.
Because there's
You
that
know?
culture, they have the 50-50 culture
Yes.
abroad where like the woman contributes to everything.
Yeah,
But in
maybe that's
Nigeria, the
why.
predominant thing is that the man pays. So.
And like she said, some bars here or some clubs, when I go in with my male friends, like my guys, oh, no questions asked.
It's not a problem.
They'll greet you.
But you're a woman.
You enter.
Coming in
But if I
alone.
go there alone, I mean, I'm still wearing the same outfits I wore when
Like
I
you
was with
didn't
this
change
man.
a
Nothing
difference.
changed at all, you know. But then if I'm alone, it's not as if, okay, where do you want to go? Who do you want to see? Kind
Can
of
you
thing.
imagine?
Yes.
I'm really sad that you guys are saying that it's happened the most to you here. I can't even like refute or debate because I don't even know whether I don't
Or
reach 20.
hotels. Let me get to hotels. I don't know why we forgot that part. Hotels.
Hotels.
Yes, it's also a thing in hotels. So there are times where I check into a hotel because I want peace in my life. And
Oh,
I'm there
yes.
alone. I do that a lot of weekends when I have the time to. And even staying in the hotel, I come downstairs for breakfast. I'm going back to my room and they're asking me where I am going to.
Ha.
Now, in this
yeah,
same
yeah.
instance,
Yeah.
Bethia.
yes, in this same instance, there are times when, okay, maybe it's Saturday morning. I don't want to eat alone. I call my brothers, guys, come over. I'm at any of the names. Let me
hotels,
not
yeah.
call. Yeah, come over. Let's have breakfast. And they come. The first time I asked my brothers to come have breakfast with me at the hotel, I was in my room all dressed, waiting for them to call me downstairs and say, ma'am, you have a guest, so and so person is calling you. And next thing I knew, there was a knock on my door.
Yeah, they just
and I
allowed
looked
him
through the
come
keyhole
up.
and my brother's face was like this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, they
yeah,
didn't
they just
let
I
you
allowed
know.
him
already
to
know,
come
I'm
up,
like,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't call me. Wait, nobody stopped. They said, no, we just entered and
Yeah,
we
they
came.
just walked in. But if you're a female,
If
then
you-
they
it can
definitely
never
have to
happen.
call whoever is in the
That's
room.
happened to me in VI, but I didn't think it was a gender thing.
Oh, it's a
It is a
gender
gender
I
thing.
didn't
thing.
know, so I was just like,
It is a gender thing.
It's a gender
they're
thing.
like, man, we have to call.
It
And I
is
was
a
like, what do you
gender
mean you
thing.
have to
Yeah,
call?
they always have to call.
You
if
just
it's a
saw
female,
me
but a
like
guy
walk
would
past the
just
lobby
walk
with
in.
this person, and I have a room
Exactly.
here, maybe on a different floor, but I just thought it was a security
Interestingly,
thing.
that has
If it was
never
a
happened
guy,
to me in
I
any other
promise you,
country.
more often than not, the guy would just. It's not a problem, and this didn't happen once, by the way. Like it wasn't a one-time thing. They can come in; it's not a problem. But me, that I'm the one that is there. If for any reason, maybe the card to my room is in my pocket or something where it's not visible, they are stopping me before I get to the elevator. You know.
Has this
I
ever happened
don't
to you
like
in any
this
other
one.
country? though?
Never.
It's never happened in any country
Never.
outside Nigeria.
Never.
Guys, you're breaking my heart right now.
I actually feel more respected as a woman
Outside
abroad
Nigeria.
than I
Yeah.
am in Nigeria.
Yeah.
This has been my experience everywhere that I have been.
Very, very powerful and not so
Everywhere I
great
have been.
Statements,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah, wow. Well, darling.
Venita is tired.
No, because to be honest, I'm very surprised. I've never experienced that,
Yeah.
but maybe because they're used to my face, so they're just like.
I was just waiting to get there to say
She
it's
just
because
came
it's
to-
you. They know
it's
you.
just the face.
Yeah.
But then in some circumstances, like I said, in a hotel, they're like, wait, face, we go and call. But I was like, maybe the person is very, very,
Yeah.
Well, moving on to more positive things that come
Yeah.
from travel. You get to rub minds with very beautiful souls. People
I'm
that have
telling
grown
you.
up in different areas, different
Yeah.
backgrounds.
That's my favorite part.
Yes.
Meeting all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And then just finding out that people are so different, they think so differently, they come from like a different culture.
Yes.
So it's just rubbing minds with those people, like you
Yeah.
said, just learning new things. For me, that's one of my favorite parts of travel. Yeah.
But do you think it's easier as a woman to make friends, new friends, when you're in a new land?
I don't think it matters. I
It helps, though.
I find that if you're traveling alone,
Then it's easier.
then it's easier.
Yes, because you're not
for
in a
people
pair.
to strike up conversations.
Okay.
with
You're not in a
you.
pair, you're
Yeah,
alone.
Yeah.
So it's easy for another girl or even
Another
another
guy,
man,
yeah.
to, walk up to you and start to ask
Yeah, I don't think it
questions.
matters. I don't think gender matters if you're alone.
Yeah.
People just talk to
Doesn't
you.
it? Guys don't
once-
really like, hey bro, like they're kind of like.
No, even guys strike
Yeah,
up
they
conversations
try.
with other guys.
So this is
when
one
you're
thing,
alone,
right?
for me, that's the thing.
I find that people who travel a lot, there's something about their, would I say mind or brain or personality,
The perspective.
their perspective.
It's a lot more open.
Yes.
A lot more balanced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're more open-minded.
Travel
to
is
talk to
education.
people. Yeah. So it's they're a bit of a different breed because I've been amongst travelers and I see how the guys and the girls hit it off. That's that normal thing of maybe when girls meet they want to like maybe chill a
Form.
little. No, it's not there.
But it's not like that.
Yeah, with most of
it's
the
not like
travelers,
that. You don't know me, I don't know you. Let's
they
just...
will just blend and gel with other women like nothing. Like I made a lot of friends, female friends from travel. In fact, I've made more female friends traveling than I have made male friends.
Please, I have to tell you a story.
Just
Please.
me. Just me.
It still upsets me when I remember. So Bethia went to Tanzania. She went to Zanzibar.
1.4
And then she was online telling us about how she met this person and we're all ears like
there was a cut.
Then she now eventually revealed the person and it was a female.
Oh my goodness. I have to tell you this. It was one of those things where people literally wanted to beat me.
She went
through
on
my
and on.
page.
That
Wait,
this person
so-
was wonderful. This person was
So
fantastic.
this is what I did.
Betty, why did you gaslight everybody like
I was
that?
too sweet. I couldn't resist. So I went to Tanzania and I just got to my hotel. I came in much earlier than it was check-in time. So they were trying to clean a room for me. In the meantime, they gave me a welcome drink. And then I was just walking around the property, looking at the place and making videos. And then I just see somebody in my video that was not there. I take it back. And it was this girl. I'm like, oh, someone came for check-in too. So when I was done, I went to sit. I wasn't going to say anything to her. And then she just looks at me and she goes, are you traveling alone? I said, yeah. And then she looks at my passport and she sees a whole pile. I'm like, yeah, they're all mine. She's like, oh, wow, really? You travel quite a lot? And before you know it, we started gisting. Before our rooms were ready, if you came there like maybe 10 minutes after both of us arrived. You would think we traveled together. Now, when our rooms were ready, they gave us our separate rooms. We changed quickly, came to the poolside, went in the water, gisting. She was like, what excursions do you have planned? By the way, I'm doing all your excursions. Who's taking you to? I hadn't booked mine. So she never traveled alone prior to that time. She always traveled with people because she was afraid to travel alone. But on this particular trip, she was disappointed last minute. So it was either she was going to lose all her money and forget about it, or she just took the chance and, just come. And she decided, well, for what it's worth, I would just go on the trip. And then as soon as she arrives, not up to 10 minutes, she meets me. The hotel was so fascinated by what they experienced that in less than an hour, they came to us and said, the bungalow right next to Florence's is empty now. So if you want, we can move your stuff. I said, quickly. Move all my stuff. We did that trip together. We were like sisters. It was the most beautiful thing ever. And in fact, we held that friendship so well that by the time she was leaving, the day she checked out, she left in the morning. I was supposed to leave later in the night. The hotel said, it's okay, you can stay.
You can stay.
You don't have to pay. You can stay till when you have to leave. So sorry your friend has left.
Your friend.
We held that friendship last year, December, when it was my sister's birthday. We traveled together to Bali. So she lives in the UK. She's from the UK.
Okay.
But we traveled together to Bali, and next month we're traveling together to Thailand with Kiki.
Wow. So she's...
this Thailand thing is a whole...
Excuse me.
No, but this Thailand thing is a whole new conversation.
Oh, yeah, you get into
we need
that
to tell
side.
you about we got the visa to Thailand.
Yep.
Oh,
You
my
say
goodness.
that.
Oh, my
You have to
goodness.
say that.
So one of the requirements to get a Thailand visa is an NDLEA clearance certificate. And they ask you for your mother's left breast.
I'm telling you,
What
man.
do you-
My goodness. The things that you're asking for. I was supposed to go to Thailand last year. I told Bethia this story, right? For my friend's husband's birthday. When I went to NDLE and they told me all the requirements, I just called my friend and I said, you know what? I'm not coming to Thailand. I'm not gonna. It's too. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so let me help with that.
Oh my goodness.
First off, you have to get 2 guarantors.
Okay.
These guarantors must not be related to you in any way.
Okay.
The guarantors will bring their bank statement, their CAC certificates, they give their house address,
Their
they give the
international
data page of their passport, they give a passport
their
photograph,
school certificates.
their school certificates, and school. And you will bring them to the NDLA office physically to be interviewed. And once they pass this interview, not just that, they have to write you a letter. Now that letter, the NDLA gives you the template. So you're not allowed to write your own. And in the template, in capital letters, if these people are caught with any drugs or drug-related offenses, they should be held responsible. And if anybody sees that, you have to really love this person and trust them to be your guarantor.
Because Venita, you might be my best friend, but guess what? I don't know what you're up to, so I don't know if you're going to Thailand.
I signed for anybody at this point, so the country is hard. Let's be going.
That's the requirement.
But they're going to hold on to you.
I'm joking. I'm just...
So that's just for the guarantors, right? You on your own have to bring out your local government certificate, your tax certificate, your
police,
this, your that.
Police
oh my
report
God.
as well.
So basically, I don't think I'm going to be making it to time.
But
we did it though. We did it.
Yeah, and then you have to go to Abuja to...
How long was that process?
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not terrible.
It is terrible. How are you going to be on something for 6 weeks? It's a visa. It's not...
And it gets expensive when you have to add your Abuja airfare.
Yeah, you have to fly to Abuja.
I paid 150,000 going. It's in Abuja.
Yeah, so you have to take all these things.
Documents to Abuja.
Wow.
I know.
Coming back was 220,000. So if I had 200, that's how much I paid coming back. So if I paid 220,000, I want 52. Because somebody. Joking. And in fact, I lost the ticket, by the way. The one I originally booked.
So it's 220 now?
Yes.
No, it's 220 now.
No, one way.
No, 3 something.
Abuja.
In total.
3 something.
No, that's in total.
Yes,
I'm talking one way.
So
one way, she paid 2 something.
Somebody on my management team about 2 days ago trying to get back, there was now cancelling the flight. I guess what they were trying to do was... Sorry, guys, we digress. But our country like to do. So they brought the really big aircraft and they're trying to make sure it was all full, which means that all those small, every other couple of hours flights are not going. So they ended up leaving, and she ended up getting to Abuja at 1 a.m. Wow. But she had to buy one way economy. 300.
Yeah.
One way.
I saw for 400.
28,000.
One way.
I saw for 400 one way on the same day that I bought my ticket, 250.
I used to be able to go to America for
For that
400k
price,
return.
exactly.
Return.
For how much?
400k return. Yeah. And
Wow.
not
I
a long
started
not a
going
long
to the
time
US.
ago,
Yeah,
maybe 5
not
years
too-
ago.
Yeah, 250,
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
Have you been to America as well?
Yeah.
Where in America have you guys visited?
Oh my
A
God,
lot.
so many
That's
states. I wouldn't even know where to.
Tennessee.
Tennessee,
I
the
went-
South? Yes,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
I went
yeah.
to Gatlinburg in Tennessee.
Girl, you went to the South where
Yep,
they don't
yep,
like
yep.
people of color?
I was the only black person in view for the 5 days I was in Gatlinburg.
I'm planning to go to Arkansas,
That's a Dolly Parton.
and I want to go to Arizona. Yeah, the
you
places
guys
where
are
you say.
not shying away at all.
I want to see
No.
the Grand Canyon. Like I really
Yes,
want to. I've
that's
been going
good.
to America for 20-something years. Why have
That's
I not
in
seen the
Las
Grand
Vegas.
Canyon?
Where is that? Is that
Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona.
If
Yeah.
I got in their hair, from the camera. So in the States, and you went to the South, please, did you get any kind of little,
I didn't.
a little bit of race, a little bit of race?
Oh no, that happens even like in the
Anywhere
East
else.
or everywhere else
But
in
for
America
me,
that
it's the
happens.
stairs. I'm used to that by now, anyways. They're everywhere you go, they're just looking at you. And then when you see kids, it's the most priceless reaction. I
Because
look forward
because
to.
they literally
Some of them
haven't
have
seen-
never seen anyone that is black in their lives.
In Tennessee.
Oh yeah, even in some parts of
Wow.
it was Romania.
You know where this happened to me was
Yes, I believe
Cappadocia.
that.
Yeah.
Cappadocia. People would
What are you
actually come
doing
to me
there?
and say,
They'll
"I want
ask
to
to
take a
touch you."
picture." They
Yep.
want to take a picture because they haven't seen a black person
Yep.
before.
Yep.
So you're a
What
star
courage.
because you're
You're like-
Cappadocia is beautiful. All
It's
the
very
balloons.
beautiful.
You see those pictures with
Okay,
the air
yes.
balloons in the morning. That's
Yes.
Cappadocia,
Oh,
Turkey. It is
smart.
beautiful, but they don't see a lot of black people. So you become like a star when they see you. They're like,
they
"Oh, let's
think
take a
in
picture."
my mind, I'm like, these people must think I'm Beyonce, Sha.
Oh, they
people are
do.
coming to wait to take pictures
Bethia,
with
they
you.
do, because they're lining up to take a picture with you.
No kidding.
Yes,
She
you're
said
like a
lining up.
star.
It is true.
Yeah.
They're waiting for you.
Yeah.
They're
You're like a
waiting
star,
for you.
wherever
So
you
the kids
go.
were really excited and they were coming to.
Yeah.
So what was like the rest of your tour group doing while this calamity was going on?
Yeah, so it's not all the time I go with tour groups. So there are some tours that you can basically do by yourself. Some of them are private. Some of them are group tours. And some of them you just go by yourself. You get a cab, you go to the destination. You don't need to pay.
They just go
any-
to spots
Yeah.
for you
Yes.
to check out.
When I went to Sofia Hajia, that's in Turkey. Istanbul. No, my
Yes.
sister got tired. Thankfully, I was with my sister. She got tired. Like, was like, Bethia, let's go. And then they're coming, picture please. And I mean, they're smiling, they're asking nicely. So even if you are tired, you're still there taking. We
Taking all the
practically had to
pictures.
just leave.
You must
And
have
I'm like,
something.
oh, okay. But then it's not just me. I've seen many videos of black people in sometimes maybe places like China or one of those.
I
really
understand
Asian
China.
places. Yeah.
I do understand China, but you know the Turkey one surprises me a bit.
Oh,
'cause-
No. So Cappadocia is like a really remote area of Turkey. So I'm
Okay.
surprised that was happening in Istanbul.
yes.
Because
Yeah,
so
'cause
many
she said
black
in
people
Sofia,
go to
which is-
Hagia
Yep, the
Sophia,
mosque.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that's happening in Istanbul.
Yeah.
In fact, I have
Not
like a
just
terrible.
once.
I have a terrible Istanbul story that I probably should tell so people don't fall victim.
Please do
So I
share.
got into a taxi, and I hear it's a common scam, but I didn't know about it before it happened to me. So I got into a taxi to my hotel, and they had charged me 200. What's the
Lira,
Turkish
Turkish
lira?
lira.
Yeah, and it's red. It's red, just like the 20 Turkish lira. Yeah, so I gave the guy 200, and I bent, to pick my bags to leave, and then he goes, no, you gave me 20. It's 200. So I was like, oh, really? So I took the 20 from him and I gave him 200. It took me getting to my hotel room and doing like a reconciliation
Yeah.
to see that he had
Find out.
scammed me.
Yeah.
So I later found that it was a common scam. What they do is they'll throw the note you give them like under the chair. Yeah, and then bring out the 20 and tell you that's what you gave them. But if you are sure that that can only happen to rich people, Bethia, because it was
Hey, voila for who no be rich people. Oh.
You will know.
I will know that.
No. I gave you
And I gave you 200. But I just thought it was possible because I had quite some money in my bag. So yeah.
Well, I've been to Turkey a few times. Well, by a few, maybe like 13 times. They're quite friendly. There's a large Nigerian, Francophonie population there
In
because they
Turkey.
do a lot of business. But the place where I did have somewhat, an experience similar to this was in China. So I went to Guangzhou. Am I pronouncing it right? Guangzhou.
I think you are.
Yeah, I think
you are.
Guangzhou. And I I don't know what happened. Something happened with my wig or whichever on the way there.
Yeah.
And I just said, oh no, now I have to take all my hair out or something, I can't remember. So I ended up taking my hair out on the plane.
Yeah.
And you know what a black queen's hair looks like when it's taken out. And your girl has a lot of hair.
Yeah.
So I looked at this shampoo bottle. I said, is it now or never? Because if you get to China, I'm sure there's nobody that's going to be able to do your hair, figure it out.
More likely.
I washed my hair in the sink. I then found a small blow dryer, you know, the little mini ones that they attach. Took my time, stretched it. So now my hair is giving Mufasa vibes. So I'm like, okay, I can't start packing. I have where I need to go. Because, you know, in China, you know, everything's fast. Like, everything is just very fast. If you don't move at the right time, the streets get packed, and then you're stuck. And Guangzhou is quite a business district. So everybody's going about their business, going somewhere. It's not a touristy place where they're like, oh, do you want to stand? Let me help you. None of that. So I came out, not thinking anything, came out for lunch, started walking down the street. Normal breezes blowing my Mufasa mane. I did not make it to the restaurant until.
Wow.
Like, I spent about 30 minutes covering all of maybe 60 meters. Picture.
Everybody wanted a picture with you.
Can I touch? Touch. It's yours.
It's yours.
I have at home. I have. Me too. Rihanna. Then they don't know what to. They have like a standard celebrity
in Morocco. I was going, you know, the souks. I'll be passing and they'll be calling me Wakanda forever.
Oh,
can you imagine?
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't get respect too. No, I don't just get respect at all. All right, well, I'm going to narrow us back down to the national pond. You have been to 25 states.
Yeah.
Kiki, are you as
So
traveled?
I would have to count, but when I was 8 years
told you to
old,
be
my
counting.
dad, no, I'll tell you. So my dad is, I think I get the whole thing from him, the whole like wanting to see and wanting to travel from my dad. When I was 8 years old, my dad put his entire family into a station wagon and we were traveling Nigeria. I remember we went from Kano to Sokoto to
That's so beautiful.
you know, to Plateau,
You told me.
Gongola, Zaria, because that time it was Gongola State. I think it's Adamawa now. Yeah. So we were just traveling. It was a beautiful experience. And for me, that's like my childhood anchor experience. So I've been to many Nigerian states. I'm just going to have to count.
I've been to more than Bethia's.
Probably
about the same.
Maybe about the same. Because I did a lot of traveling that period. My dad would not sit in one place, my goodness.
wow.
So I
He
get
had
that from him.
wanderlust.
Yes, he had wanderlust just like me.
Yes, I like it. So your travels, I mean, Kiki said her dad took her around and, you know, it's childhood-oriented memories. For you, what made you see walk while you carry your legs, say, I strolled this whole place?
So how it started was when COVID struck. So for me, I find that I don't know how I ended up like this, but I must travel.
Right.
If I don't travel, I become less productive, I become less creative, and I become saturated. Less happy. Everything less when I'm not traveling. So when COVID hit, it's like, how am I going to survive? Because all the travels I was used to were mostly international travels. I didn't know Nigeria had anywhere that was worth seeing because no one was talking about it anyways. I had no idea.
There's so many places.
But then, when COVID struck, it became, if you cannot have 2 slices of bread, 1 slice can shall help.
Manage
So
it.
maybe
I
even
started to
chin-chin.
or even treat yourself. So I started to research to see if there were places I could visit in Nigeria. And I was very surprised that I saw a place and I'm like, no, it cannot be. No, it's not possible. Are you sure this thing is not photoshopped? You know, these were my thoughts. But then I'm like, it's worth actually seeing. It's not as if I can travel abroad now. All the airports have closed. In Nigeria as well, a lot of the airports were closed. But then you can travel Nigeria by road if you have to. So at the time, at the time when
You did not. Oh
when
my
they started to
God.
open the country small, like a few, Abuja airport was working, Port Harcourt airport was working. I said, okay, let's see what do we have here. And the first place I went to in Nigeria that was so remarkable and notable for me was a place in Abuja called Mpape Cross Rock. And I went there, I'm like, someone sent me a picture. I said, is this real? She goes, it's real. I was there. I went there. I took this picture. I said, really? I must see it. And when she sent me this picture,
Describe, what is it? Is that the place with the
so
rock
it's a
in the
quarry.
water?
Yes, it's a quarry,
wanna
and
go there.
Have you been?
it was.
I want to
You've
do a
seen
shoot there.
pictures.
Oh,
I would love to.
No, you should. If he's still alive, but that's another
That's
conversation.
a conversation for another day.
So it's a quarry that they were like digging for rocks or something, and then somehow water broke out. Not just water, nice, beautiful, like greenish colored
Fresh water,
water.
yeah.
And then they've been going all the way, so it's like a rock, and then there's just a beautiful. It's so beautiful, like it doesn't look like anything Nigeria. When I posted that thing, and this was the early days of Mpape when a lot of people did not know about it. I had people who lived in Abuja telling me, just say you have traveled again.
Yeah, that this cannot be in Abuja.
I was born and bred in Abuja, for God's sake. There's nowhere like this in Abuja. That's all I was getting until the place started getting more popular. Because I put a hashtag when I posted it. So people were finding it and it was really beautiful. I then said, it means those other ones have been seen too. Maybe it's not Photoshop.
Wow.
Maybe this is the real deal. And that's how I went crazy. I couldn't travel abroad anyways. I just started going.
And obviously it's it's affordable.
Yeah. So
Yes.
from there, I went to Jos, I went to Taraba, I went to Nasarawa, I went to Jigawa. Well, Jigawa was this year. I went to the east, I went to Enugu, I went to Anambra. I just started going crazy.
Bethia she went to a lot of sites in the east that the only reason why I know those sites is because I used to host this travel show in Igbo language where we used to go to like the sights and sounds. And I was very shocked to see many of those waterfalls and many of those, because I was like, I'm an Igbo girl, and I used to go to the village every year as a little girl. So why did I not know that these places existed? Because we need to do more
we
about.
Didn't talk about
we don't talk about.
For the longest
when I went
time.
to Kajuru Castle in Kaduna, this was in 2017.
Yeah.
When we got to the train station, I wanted to take like a taxi to the Kajuru Castle. They didn't know what Kajuru Castle was.
And these are people who
They
live
came from Lagos and they live in Kaduna, and they were like, "What is Kajuru?" And I'm like,
That's like one of the last few relics.
But this was in 2017. The people who lived in Kaduna did not even know that it existed.
How?
So when we got there, the taxi driver was so shocked.
Yeah.
He was just looking around like, "Oh my goodness!" They had
Yeah.
no idea, and
Yeah.
they live in Kaduna.
So when I travel with drivers now, because I travel private, it's a trip for them. There is like, wow, this
It's
time
educational for them.
Exactly. It's very educational.
they don't know, and they live there.
For them. So I mean, I've done some of the places you have to go to. You can't fly there because there are no airports.
Yes.
So you have to go by road, and some of the places have airports, and then you fly there. You have to get a local driver, and then see the places around. This year, I then decided to visit the north proper now. By that, I'm talking about places like Yobe, Adamawa, Kanu, Jigawa. So Adamawa has an airport, so you can fly into Adamawa. But the place I wanted to see in Adamawa is a place called Sukru Kingdom. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We have just 2 of them in Nigeria. So it's that Sukru, and for now, Oshobo Grove. Those are the 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites we have. And this place was just unbelievable. Like, you need to see it to believe it. When I heard about it, I said, this place is in Nigeria.
Why don't we appreciate? We don't appreciate. You see Nigerians wanting to go to the Eiffel Tower, wanting to go to the Statue of Liberty, but we have all these beautiful places in Nigeria that nobody talks about.
People are very quick to shouting insecurity when it comes to travel. No, hold on. Hold on.
That's
the years
that
that it was secure, who went?
But true, people were really going. People were really going.
The years
That's
that
true.
it was secure, before the days of Boko Haram.
That's true.
Who are the people that
That's
went?
true.
So it's
People were
not
not
as if
really
people were
going.
even really going, because people didn't know about them.
That's
in the first
true.
place.
Because when my dad was doing all that traveling, like way back when, not a lot of people were doing that.
But now that, the fear for a lot of people is insecurity. I understand to a large extent. Now for me, and this may be a good thing and may be a bad thing, I am not afraid to do anything. Or let me put it this way, regardless of my fear, I will do it. I think that's a better way. Yeah.
Yes, you'll take the risk.
I'm very courageous.
Let me tell you a story. I first heard about Siwa in Egypt From Bethia,
Yeah.
because I told you we met. Yeah. So I didn't know about Siwa. Siwa is this place where it's like 50 kilometers from the Libyan border.
Yes, very
there is
close.
no airport. You literally have to drive maybe like a 12-hour, 14-hour road trip to
Yep.
go there. So I went to Egypt again last year, and I wanted to go to Siwa because Bethia had talked so much about the salt licks and all that. And then everybody was telling me Siwa. Even people in Egypt were like, "You want to go to Siwa?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "You can't do that. Don't go there. These people, they don't like us. They're this." They're scaring me. So then I called Bethia. I said, "Bethia, I'm in Egypt and I want to go to Siwa." She said, "Kiki, you want to go?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Then go." And I went. And it was amazing.
And how was it?
It was amazing.
All the things they warned you about.
It was amazing. Nothing. You see.
Oh, I feel silly now.
Those fears are valid.
Let
Those
me
fears
tell
are
you.
valid.
Because
You
I've
should be
said no
careful.
to
Let me
work.
tell
I've
you.
said no to...
When I went to the north,
Yeah.
first off, when I started posting about it, everybody, "Oh my God, you're in the north. Make sure you're safe. Blend in. Wear a kaftan. Tie your
Yes,
hair."
I will not
I
lie.
had all of that.
No, but Betty, I
let me
would do
tell
that
you.
though if I go to the north.
I mean, no, I started off that way, but unfortunately for me, I never blend in. I will still stick out like a sore thumb. As soon as I open my mouth, they know, no, this one is not one of us. So
Well,
it's
you're
really
wearing a
difficult
bright,
for me to
colourful
hide.
dress in tow as well, so you will always
They
stick
will
out.
just know that, I mean, this one is not from here. When I went to the north, first off, there was a bit of fear, but then, like I said, I would do stuff regardless of whether or not I'm afraid, if I really want to do it. But then the level of warmth I was met with was unbelievable for me. Now, I was born in the north. I was born in Kano.
Oh.
Yes, that's where I was born. My parents speak Hausa, even though we're not, from the north. My parents speak Hausa. I mean, so it typically shouldn't be that strange to me. But then, having not been there for so many years, and then with all the things we hear about the north, but what I experienced there, and that's why I keep telling people, it's important to share your own experience. Because your own experience is what could possibly change the narrative, if the narrative is changing. There are possibilities that some things may have changed, but then because people who have experienced this change are not talking about it, people are still left with the old narrative and impressions they have. When I went, I made sure to share my story 100%. My first point of call was Adamawa. I got to Adamawa, got into my hotel, and then a driver was supposed to pick me up the next day to drive me to Sukru. And it's a 5-hour drive to Sukru from Adamawa where we were.
5 hours.
Now, so starting from my driver, I mean, we were meeting for the first time. We don't know each other from anywhere. But the way this man was kind and attentive to me, that's, you have a driver that you are paying for a job, but he was buying me food.
Oh.
He was buying me food, and somewhere along the line, I got really sick. So I have altitude sickness. It is one weird thing that I have, and because I did not research before Adamawa, I was going to Sukru. I had no idea. It was just the elevation is crazy, like it's crazy. And if I'm in an elevated place, I get sick without my medication. So initially, I didn't even know what was wrong with me, but I always go with that bag of my medicine. It took a while for me to say, wait, what's going on? This feels like altitude sickness, And when I checked to see the elevation of Adamawa, I wondered how managed I was still alive, coming from Lagos, where we're all the way here. So I was sick. He was stopping to buy me medicine, like Panadol. He said, Madam, can I get you Panadol? Then he will stop, he will pay for it. Then he will buy me water with his money. I didn't know him from anywhere.
Wow.
This was a northerner. So from my driver to when I got to Sukru, getting to Sukru now, you have to climb a mountain. It's like an 1.5-hour climb before you get to the kingdom in itself.
Bethia, you don't walk
With
out.
another elevation again,
So
but
you climbed.
I did.
Hey.
Now, the help that I got from my tour guide, who was also a northerner, I mean, they are carrying your bag. They are waiting for you. Oh, madam, you can sit down here. When I got to Sukru, and I was so thirsty that I could drink anything, I was looking for water. So I couldn't find bottled water anywhere to buy. The people there that didn't know me from anywhere went into their houses and got me water in a bowl. Water from an earthenware pot. Clean water, by the way. Got me water. They don't know me. They got me water, my tour guide water, everybody. I mean, we had people coming around to welcome you. But this is the place that I've heard so many weird things about that I'm just about to behave myself and maintain till I leave. I said, oh, okay, it's just Adamawa. It's this Sukru people. Maybe this is how they are. From Adamawa, immediately I left to Yobe. from my driver that took me to Yobe to the policemen that were stopping us at the road stops. Madam, sorry, they will speak Hausa. The heat, they catch you, Abi. I'm like, this place is so hot. Like we're doing 46 degrees in that place. So it's like you are in an oven all the time. So they'll stop you, they'll tell you sorry for the heat. They go. Not one hostility was I met with. And I'm talking, traveling from Adamawa to Yobe, we spent almost 13 hours on the road. And this road, there are checkpoints everywhere. No one soldier man or policeman was mean to me or mean to the driver. And I didn't travel with escorts. I didn't travel with a security. I'm just talking like a regular girl.
Just you and your car.
Just me and the car and the driver.
Wow.
We got to Yobe. Where I was going to in Yobe again is the desert region. So you need to go like maybe 2 hours from where I was to Yusufari, which is the local government for the desert place I was going to. From the driver that took us to the middle of the desert, to the tour guide that I met. And I'm wondering what's happening. I got more warmth in the north than I get in Lagos.
Wow.
So I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? Is there something about me? Why is everyone so nice? Everyone was so nice to me. From Yobe, we moved to Jigawa. In Jigawa, it was the same thing. From Jigawa, I moved to Kano. It was the same thing. I'm like, what's happening?
How you were dressed? Did you blend? Did you attempt to blend in?
Eventually, I stopped. I started wearing my jeans and my normal top because everywhere I went, trying to blend, they knew that, I'm sorry, you are not one of us,
Yeah, they
So
know.
it wasn't even that I did anything extra to look northern. If I open my mouth, they just know. Sometimes I don't even need to speak. They just look at me and they're greeting me. They're not speaking the language because they know that this one does not understand.
They know.
Then the one that just scattered my brain completely, I saw this beautiful mosque. It was new in Kano. They just built it. It was so fine. Like, it was really nice. I said, I want to see this place. So I went there to the mosque with my driver. And when I came down from the gate, I told the guy there that I wanted to see the mosque, that I want to take pictures of the mosque. He now said, if that's the case, then they need to speak to the director of the mosque.
Right.
I said, okay, that's fine. So he goes in and I'm waiting for him at the gate. Shortly after, he comes and says, okay, I can come with him. And he took me in all the way to the director's office. And when I get in there, he's looking at me like, who is this girl? What is she looking for here?
Yes.
So I greeted him really nicely. I introduced myself. I told him, I travel. This is what I do. And this is my last stop before I go back to Lagos. And I saw this mosque. It seems like the mosque is new. And he just started talking to me. Oh, yes, it's new. It's barely 2 months old. He's the director of the mosque, blah, blah, blah. So why do I travel? Now, this man talking to me knows I'm Christian. This is a deep, proper Muslim. I'm a Christian girl. He's talking to me. I'm telling him, I'm interested in seeing the mosque. If there's any information you can give me about the mosque, I would like, to know about the place. This man, at the end of the day, we were talking together for almost 2 hours.
Wow.
He was so warm and hospitable. They gave me a drink, And when he was done talking to me, he called somebody and said, they should take me around the mosque, anywhere I want to go around the mosque, and they should allow me take my pictures.
Wow.
So that was just the final one that just scattered my brain,
Well, I'm glad you shared that because I've not gone for gigs. I've avoided some kind of situations because I'm like, I don't even know anyone there.
Yeah.
If I get into a situation, how do I want to
How are you going to
begin?
get out of it?
The people I would call or
Where will I start from?
Connections, they are not here.
Like I always tell people, I don't invalidate any experience that anyone has had that was not pleasant. But my own
Your own
duty and
experience,
responsibility
is to share your experience.
my own experience. When I started Nigerian travels and I went to Obudu for the first time, I went to security. Soja, they carry gun. It was so useless. It was an absolute waste of money going with them. There was no use for them as the people there are so nice. You go somewhere, we are walking past and people greet you, they wave. You see the kids, they will come, they will smile, they'll be waving at you, they'll be hiding behind a tree.
I need to see this.
It was a very, and I did this not too long ago. I did that this year. When I did the North, I did that this year. And this was my own experience. So I'm like, well, sometimes maybe we actually do need to move around to experience these things.
Yes.
And I know she had a similar kind of experience with Lebanon because she
Yeah,
kept saying all the countries within this region.
I was going to say that. So Lebanon was not on my travel list at all, but Bethia said she was going. And I said, okay, why not? I haven't been. And right from when I was a child in Lagos, we have like this idea about Lebanese people because there are so many of them that do businesses in Nigeria and they're a certain way. And then I get to Lebanon and everybody's just so nice.
They help men will help you carry your bag.
So
Men
nice.
that don't know you.
So let me get
so
this straight.
honest. They are so honest. I felt so safe.
Yep.
And I was like, I had to start telling them at some
was telling
point
everybody.
that listen, your people in my country don't give you guys a good name because
You
guys
said
are nice.
honest men?
Honest.
Yes.
Honest men.
Nice.
Honest and men.
Yeah.
In Lebanon.
From the driver.
To be honest, this was my
tour
experience.
operators.
This was my
everywhere.
experience. And just to buttress what we're saying, while I was in Lebanon, a friend of mine, she sent me a message and she was asking, where are you? And I said, I'm in Lebanon. The next thing she said was, Kiki, stop going to all these countries. And I'm like,
my honey child.
what she was saying was just so different from what I was experiencing.
experience.
So you need to travel sometimes just to
People
bust
were
a
buying
myth.
us food.
The guy at the hotel,
The reception,
from
he was
the
so
first night he
nice.
came.
Yeah, the
So he
Lebanese
was
men were
eating
really
something,
nice.
And we're like, what's that? He was like,
Manusha.
Manusha.
And as he gave us what we tried it.
Manusha
If you would explain
Oh,
to
you know what? I ate it that day and I
Every
ate
day.
it every day
Every
until I
day
left
too.
Lebanon.
That's what he was
It's
eating.
basically like this really nice cheese
Bread
on
and
some kind of
cheese.
bread. And the bread is
Yeah.
really soft and fluffy and the cheese is so tasty.
Yeah, and
I
this
ate
kind
it
of
for
very,
every day.
You pull the cheese, it's following you like
I ate
this.
it for every day. Oh, Bethia, we should talk about what happened the night we go to Lebanon.
Food.
No, earthquake.
Oh my.
You see that earthquake that happened in
goodness.
Turkey?
It shook you guys
All
on the
the way.
Listen,
Oh my
after a long
God.
trip, we got to the hotel, we are taking our bath, we are about to sleep, and then the room is shaking. I'm like, wait, what's going on? What's going on?
because
Did you think the room was shaking or did you think you're just tired?
At first I thought Bethia was shaking.
I thought Kiki was shaking the bed. And Kiki thought I was shaking the bed. So I'm like, Kiki, why are you shaking the bed?
Then after
She's
a
like,
while, we
"I'm not
started
shaking
and we
the bed."
realized, oh my
We
God, the
looked up.
entire room is shaking.
I picked the phone.
And then
Our
I
room
said,
is shaking.
no, I said, it's an earthquake. Bethia said, why are you being so calm about it?
Yeah, she was
Why are you
so
saying
calm.
it so calmly? I'm like, how am I supposed to say it? It's an earthquake.
Earthquake,
And I
right.
started getting dressed. No. I called them. They said, oh, no, ma'am, it's not a problem. I said, no, our room is shaking. No. By the time we went downstairs, a bunch of people were already
Yeah,
downstairs.
everybody had come
And it was
down
then,
there
you
to the
know-
reception. There was some guy that came down with his bag.
Yeah, he said,
he packed
oh,
everything.
that
He said, I'm not doing
experienced this
again.
before
He said it
in
happened to him in
also.
Mexico. Yeah, that he wasn't
You know.
gonna stand for that. He came down with his bag.
He
was
said
going
he's
to
not
leave.
doing
It was
again.
scary.
Okay, well, I have a question, because you guys are very familiar with visa offices, etc. And I heard, well, not that I heard, but it's come to my knowledge, for example, for example, Dubai. I heard it's a bit difficult to book rooms and etc. As a female, you have to be traveling with a man and be under a certain age. Because
So the first time,
What's
no,
that
Bethia
about?
is shaking her head. The first time I traveled to Dubai was a very long time ago. I was traveling alone. I wasn't supposed to travel alone. I was supposed to go with my cousin who lives in London. I was supposed to go meet her up in London and then we're supposed to go to Dubai. But then I got to London and the story changed. So kind of like Florence, I had to go by myself.
Yeah.
And I was very apprehensive because I'd never traveled alone before. It was the first time. I remember, and at the time there was no booking.com. This was a long time ago. There was no booking.com. There was no
Kiki, this is your
Expedia.
travel. You're being
Yeah.
It's been happening
Yeah.
for a while, yeah. So I had to just tell the taxi driver, just take me to like a nice hotel. And at the time, Dubai, they were not very big on like internet and so even
Yeah.
like with my BlackBerry, I could hardly like look up
No,
anything
you
on the
couldn't do
internet.
those
It was
things.
funny back then.
Yeah.
I remember they took my passport at the hotel
Yeah, they've always taken my
because I was even till now they don't do that anymore.
I haven't been to Dubai since they banned us, but up until the time where they banned us, it's almost like a requirement. They have to keep your passport.
I thought that's every hotel.
Wait, in 2021, I went to Dubai again. That didn't happen at all. And I just figured it was because it had become this big tourist destination that you don't need to do that anymore.
Maybe.
But at the time, because I'm talking maybe 2008, 2008.
Those years, they will take your passport.
Yeah, as a solo female traveler.
They'll take your passport. Those years. For them, they just said
Yeah.
it was a part of what they did, and they did it for everyone. But whether I believed it or not,
I think it was a female thing. I really think it was. I wouldn't know, but I think it was a female thing.
But you could
and then
book
they were more
hotels
particular
without
about like
men.
dressing traveling at that time, you go to the mall, they will say you were not allowed to wear like sleeveless clothes and all that.
Yes, I know some areas you have to.
Yeah, but that's
be
not longer the
actually some
case.
areas, but it's no longer the
Now
case.
it's so open that nobody really
people
bothers
wear
about
shorts
that
in
anymore.
Dubai now,
Yeah, you couldn't do that before.
Well, thank God. I'm traveling at a good time, or I went to Dubai at a good time. I
Yeah.
did not enjoy any of that.
Dubai is my most visited country, by the way.
How many times?
At least 20. At least. I'm trying my best to put it down as much as possible because, so there's a because. I used to do their Sky Mile programs with their airline.
Ah, okay.
So she would
And
always
if
stop
you
for
So your leg is in the house.
Yes. So if you flew with them, you can get a 96-hour visa at the airport. Then it was just $100. And you can stay in Dubai for 4 days.
Well,
Going
just
or coming.
$100 at that time. $100 no longer just
no
now
vex.
because
Yes, that time,
then
that
$100
time.
was maybe like 10K or
Yes.
something.
So each time
At
I
that
was
time,
traveling,
yeah.
I always I used them because it worked for me. If there was a space in business class, I always traveled business class, even though I bought economy tickets just because of my miles. So I made it up to gold. It was very convenient for me. So it didn't matter that I'm going to London, that is just 6 hours with a direct
You
flight.
just
go through Dubai.
I will go through Dubai. But then I would stay, I will go into town because I love the country like they did something to me. So I'll go into town, either coming or going. I will do that 4 days before I continue. There's just something about Dubai that appeals to me so much, But they ban us. My gold status came down. I stopped flying with them. Now they've thrown me to silver like a homeless child.
She says Silva is not homeless, so please, Silva is not homeless. Some of us have not even started. I've not even registered. Well, guys, I want to know if you agree, and ladies, especially if you are watching, what have been your challenges while traveling abroad? Catch us after the break. Welcome back, guys. We are at the fun part of the segment. Well, the previous part was still very fun. We've had lots of laughs, but now we're going to kick it up a notch and play some games thanks to Vesti. Yay. So, ladies, I have a game for you, or two, or one. Well, let's do one. Let's do one and keep it light because you've given me so many gems and you've really opened my eyes, and thank you for sharing your experiences, by the way. I'm sure they're opening your eyes too. So the first game is called Would You Rather? And for this game, the rules are simple. You just make a choice and rapid fire. Don't think too long.
So whoever answers fastest?
No. You just need to answer me very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah? There's not a
So
win.
how would that work? Like,
you don't lose this game. You don't lose or win the game.
Okay, so either of us can answer.
Yes, of course, but I'm going to be facing either one of you
and then you want to
each
answer.
time.
Got you.
All right, our first question. Ooh, would you rather miss your flight or lose your luggage?
Let the luggage go.
Really?
Yeah, because
Kiki's face.
You see, it has happened to me twice already. So I have experienced both sides. Losing your luggage and then also missing your flight. When you lose your luggage, chances are that you will get it back. Okay. Both times, I got my luggage back.
I know people who have never gotten their luggage
that
back,
happens.
and they lost very valuable things.
Yes, so first things first, I never travel with valuable things. As a rule, no.
Okay.
So if I'm traveling, what you will find inside my bag primarily is my skincare and my clothes. And shoes, I don't take a lot. Maybe like 2. High heels in case per chance something like dates can happen.
Hey.
Yes. Then my sneakers. And if I do need shoes while I'm there, I buy 1 or 2. Nothing too expensive from regular stores, just for my trip. But if you miss your flights, it's a lot of money. And for me, it just messes up with my brain completely. I have to first sit down and think for hours before I know the next thing I want to do. In fact, on a trip, I have missed my flight and lost my luggage before I got to my destination.
What a trip!
But if your bags are in my own, in the 2 instances that I lost my bags, I had my bags given back to me, and on one of the instances, I was fully compensated for the bag. So I didn't lose anything in the bag, but because I then had to proceed with my trip without my bags and had to buy everything I needed along the way.
They had to compensate you what you bought.
Yeah. So I kept all my receipts for everything, which is very important. If you lose a bag, any pin you buy along the way, you're keeping the receipt. So at the end of the day, you send all those receipts to them. So even when your bag is found, you will still be compensated for everything that you bought, and even more. And even more.
Travel hack, guys.
Yes,
Travel hack.
very, very important. So yeah, I would rather lose my suitcase, because really, it's not more than clothes that I have in my suitcases. For me, I never travel with anything expensive. I never do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiki, would you rather pack comfortably or fashionably?
Comfortably.
I know. I know Kiki too
Comfortably.
well.
So here's the thing, my love, because I think people underestimate how uncomfortable you can get when you're traveling, especially when you go to like those areas that are very hot.
And our kind of travel,
and
where you are doing
that's
adventure,
another thing.
not laying by the pool.
Let me tell you why I love traveling with Bethia. So whenever I travel with people, most people don't like adventure. Most people like to just lounge by the pool, just stay in the hotel. I don't like that. I'm like, I can do a staycation in Nigeria. I don't need to come to another country to do a staycation. I want to go everywhere and see everything. So people are always very reluctant. Like, Kiki, what's wrong with you? Relax, Joe. Why are you always, So Bethia is my tribe. She's like me. She wants to go everywhere. She wants to go everywhere and see everything. And you need to be comfortable to do that, because there's a lot of walking involved, a lot of hiking involved. So yeah, fashion should just take a back seat.
Okay, all right, fashion to the left, to the left. Bethia, would you rather seek out Nigerian meals on a trip or try new ones?
I'm trying new ones, so because you see this Nigeria, that's where I live. I will always come back here. Even if I leave Nigeria, say I relocate. This is my home. This is my country. I never ever look for Nigerian food when I travel. As a matter of fact, I want to eat the thing that they are eating there. I want to try out their own meals. So I always go for what is new there that I can try.
Okay.
Anytime I start looking for Nigerian food is when I have travel fatigue. So it's a comfort thing. And that's how my brain signals me that you're getting tired. You need to stop. Okay. So when I'm on long trips and out of the blues, I'm looking for jollof rice. Travel fatigue is coming. For the next 2 days, don't leave your hotel. Just stay there and eat.
And
then you recuperate.
Yourself. Yes. Okay. Kiki, you did a little when it came to this food
I
thing.
pay good money to eat Nigerian food when I travel. Yeah, I pay good money.
I'm one of those people that can spend £100 on
this is
jollof
true.
rice.
Like I'll take a cab like all the way from maybe Manhattan to Brooklyn just to eat jollof rice.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a restaurant in New York. It's called Buka. Oh my goodness.
All right, Kiki, would you rather speak French or Spanish?
Oh, Spanish. I'll tell you why. I'm in French right from primary school, secondary school. We get to learn French. So I know quite a bit of stuff in French, but Spanish just sounds so sexy.
Yeah, I knew that was
I really like to.
Well, Bethia, I think I may even know the answer for this question for you.
Okay.
But would you rather travel alone or with people?
To be honest, start traveling alone is just one of the best things ever. And I have reasons for both.
Kiki.
So I enjoy traveling with people, but I find that it's very rare for me to find my type of traveler. And that's why me and Kiki, we die
locked in.
I'm telling you.
I agree.
She is so my travel tribe is unbelievable. And this is not just in liking the same things that I like when we travel. Her attitude when we travel is so beautiful.
Attitude. Do you know if somebody has the wrong attitude on a trip, it can suck all the fun.
Girl,
listen.
Tell me about it.
Kiki will never carry her face for no reason. And girls tend to do that quite a lot. Or at least I had a lot of friends who did that. No, it's true. She won't carry her face for nothing. She's always smiling. And that is just such a huge thing for me. She never makes you feel like you are doing too much, like you are dragging me too much, or no, this place you want to go, I don't want to go. You know how some girls just give you attitude and just change it for you. Traveling with her, it's such an amazing experience. It's like in fact, to be honest with you, I find traveling with her easier than traveling with my sisters.
Your sisters are watching this, so...
No, it's because her sisters don't like adventure like she does.
My sisters, when I travel with them, they want to stop and fine dine while we are traveling.
Yeah, they want to eat
Hey,
like
girl.
mountain. They are like, we will follow you to climb this mountain, but after we have a proper lunch at a restaurant.
I'm down.
So for me, I'm okay just getting a burger.
Yeah,
on the
just
go,
grab it and go.
and I'm just going.
Yeah,
No, my sister
just grab
won't
it and
that.
go.
No.
Me,
Which of the restaurant? Is it Chinese?
Go, fine dine, just swing from the chandelier.
Yeah.
It's involved.
For them, that is their own big deal. So it's like, no, don't carry us on this one you are doing. You are eating on the road, buying things. No, we don't want to do that. We eat properly first. And even after we do one excursion, and I'm like, let's go on the next. And like, we haven't eaten. So for me, that's where it's like, okay. So the last time I traveled with them, it was 2 against 1, of course. I have 2 sisters. So I had to calm down for them and do it the way they wanted. First off, so they are happy and they will enjoy it. And for me, I mean, I could do with it, even though it wasn't really my style. But Kiki, are we good to go?
Same things.
When are we eating?
On the go.
When you're hungry,
On the
we
go.
eat now.
On the go.
What do you want? Let's just buy it. We can continue. I'm like, Jesus,
This love,
is a blessing.
this friendship. Kiki, would you rather stay in a luxury suite in the city or a cozy shortlet in the outskirts of town?
Oh, so, before last year, I might have said luxury in the city, but I went to Costa Rica last year and I stayed in somewhere called Drake Bay, that is a village, essentially. And I stayed in this lodge where I would wake up to like the sound of the beach and the birds. And I didn't know I was such a nature. I mean, I knew I loved nature, but this was next level. Yeah. So before last year, I might have said luxury, but now I think maybe outskirts. There's something about if it's in nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bethia, would you rather go shopping on a travel trip or go food hunting? Well, you just give us scoop on that one.
I'm going to shop. I'm going to shop because I can eat anything.
Anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere. So I would shop. Even though when I travel, I don't shop. When I need to shop, I travel to shop.
Okay.
So when I'm on the go, that's the last thing. Except maybe my clothes have finished or I want something
different.
Yeah. But I'm not going. I hardly ever shop when I travel. But when I need to shop, then I travel.
It takes
to shop.
a lot of time.
So time and energy
if it's a place you went to see, then shopping is just going to eat into your travel time.
It will.
I think you two are the first women to
complain
about shopping while travel.
No. So like she said, if you want to shop, then you travel, to shop.
Yeah.
So there are places.
Spots.
You're like, I'm on this trip
to shop. Yeah.
Just to blow cash.
So if I'm in the UK, London precisely, we are dying there with shopping.
Yeah, London clothes
if
are
I'm
so
in
beautiful.
the US,
London
I am
clothes are
shopping.
so
US is
beautiful.
like home for me. US is never really about adventure. It's home for me. So when I'm there, I'm not doing any adventures. I'm just basically at home. I'm going
touching base,
family,
everybody. Yeah.
So I would shop. When I'm in the UK, I would shop. Anywhere else, you won't hear that I did any shopping.
Okay, fair. Kiki, last question is to you. Would you rather a road trip or a sea trip?
Oh.
I knew you wish that you had this question. I know you wished you had it.
Oh my God, this is difficult. This is really difficult because I love both and I don't get seasick.
You don't get seasick? Girl, you're lucky.
I don't. I really love, but I love water. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. This is so hard. This is so hard.
I'm sorry. Just.
This is so hard.
Drink your Fanta.
This is so hard.
Control your chest.
Road trip. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If I'm doing a road trip with people whose company I actually enjoy, and then we're talking, there's a lot of stuff to see. But when you're on the water, there's not a lot to see. Just water, essentially.
There's other people.
Well, so that's why I said it really depends on who you're taking the trip with. But road, just simply because you can see stuff. Okay, Bethia
will not allow us rest.
Let her answer.
So,
what was your answer?
road trip or sea trip?
What was the answer?
Hey! Surprisingly!
Now, I actually do get sick, sadly, but you see, we died there. There's medicine, we'll drink it. So, I did a cruise in 2019, and it literally changed my life and my perspective to a lot of things, especially as relating traveling by water. So this boat is so big, at some point you forget that you are on water.
a boat, yes.
You're on a boat. There's so many activities that even if you never even leave the boat, you would not be bored for a minute.
But Bethia, you're talking about a cruise.
Yes.
There are
A
other,
cruise.
like I've traveled by ferry.
Yeah.
In Greece, it was
Yeah.
easier to travel by ferry between the islands than to fly or whatever.
So that.
So what
cruise-
about a ferry? I'm thinking like from the ferry
I've done
perspective.
a few ferries. I did a ferry
That
from
one-
Estonia to Helsinki.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, it
Where
was-
have you not been? You this woman. Is there a piece of land that does not have her flag in
And you're
it?
like, huh? Where?
And I mean, it was nice. But you see that cruise, and they get to stop every day. So they stop in a new country,
New
every day.
country.
So you get out, you go do your excursions till evening, and then you come back.
back.
Yes.
You know, so it's so easy to forget that you are on the water. Except maybe when you go to the deck or you look through your window. So my room didn't have a balcony. I was too afraid to do that. I just had a huge, round, clear window, to look through. And like she said, for hours and hours, all you see is just water.
It's just water.
You don't see anything else. But once you guys dock, then you are in a beautiful country to explore.
A new
The
place,
boat can
new
be there 2
experience,
days.
yeah.
It can be there 1 day. You explore and then you come back. Then the activities on the boat, there's parties all the time. And this is not like, for me, I'll say I don't go out in the night. Where this one you can be
it's
there
safe.
till
It's
midnight.
safe because you're on the boat.
It's
yeah.
safe. You have a private chauffeur for your room. So you need anything, there's only one person to call. From your cleaning, if you need room service, there's spas there, there's shopping there, there's clubs there, there's theaters there, there's
Everything
cinemas.
is in one place.
Everything is in one
So-
place.
I would
All
just
round.
like to say that when Bethia is talking about traveling by sea, she's talking luxury travel by
Cruise ship.
sea.
Okay, so on the water she bougie. All right, guys. Well, if you can relate, if you are bougie sometimes and you don't mind getting stuck in activities the other, please make sure you leave a comment below. If you have found anything that we've spoken about relatable, or you have your own experiences that you would like to share, please make sure you type on your keypad and you drop it below. Ladies, I want to thank you for opening my brain. And I'm sure it's not just mine. I'm just breathing some, very nice hue of wanderlust through there. I'm going
She
to
keeps
take a
talking
trip.
about Wanderlust. Do you know, I have
Yeah.
a YouTube channel.
Called Kiki's
Kiki's
Wanderlust.
Wanderlust.
Kiki's Wanderlust.
Yeah, just about
Okay.
all my travel and my trips and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I was thinking, what name?
So I need to go to your channel and I need to go to your page.
Yeah.
So guys, make sure you check out Kiki's channel and you also check out Queen Bethia's page. And if you have any other topics, please feel free to write them down below. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you share and subscribe. Girls, it's been wonderful having you here. Thank you so
you for
much for
having
being
us.
here.
Thanks for having
us.
us.
I don't have a cruise bonanza to send you on, but I do have 2 goodie bags.
Yay!
And they are from Vesti. So that's
Thank
one for
you.
you
Thank
and one for
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being fantastic explorers and finding your way to our podcast.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you. It's Venita Akpofure for the Uncolored Podcast.